Good evening. So just a quick update on what we're going to do for the next couple of weeks. Going to carry on playing Ghost right up until Cyberpunk comes out, I think. Just chilling out. Maybe if we find something else in the collection we want to play, we might do that. I'm going to start the Skyrim playthrough over the weekend. So I'm just going to try and do that over the weekend. Just getting the story right in my head for that right now. And there is a podcast tomorrow, so we'll be doing a podcast tomorrow. The Northerners Fireside Rant, so we're doing another one of those tomorrow. Not much to rant about this week, but you know. Good things as far as I'm concerned. Here we go. 1.1 kilometers away. Okay. Quite far away. I was watching somebody else play Ghost yesterday. Sorry, today. I'll say yesterday. And it was just relaxing to sit there and watch them play without actually any voice. I don't know. It was really nice. Whoop. Didn't even see them there. Yeah, you have to go early with those guys. Let him run. Oh, full on bamboo, what? Alright, let's go. So, one other thing is that the Band of Blades setting I was working on, that I mentioned last time, is finished. Or at least it's finished in terms of the game is finished. So, yeah. We should be doing a video on that pretty soon when I reveal it and... even get these hogs to follow me over to the... No, this run away, okay. What? What? Oh, come, I've blocked that. I was spamming the button to block it. Piss off, game. Come on. Like that. Spammed it like that. What are you doing, game? No, no. Don't think so. It's miles away from him. He got to investigate that. Full of bamboo. Okay. Not often you see that. Got rid of that dog quickly. The hell, nearly fucking dead already. One more, come on. I like abandoned old finesse there. It's meant for it. Silly of me. But, I like how the attention to detail with the Mongol horses come back to the camp. Do you mean archives in the game they're golden, or...? No, I've not actually seen them yet. You're kidding me. How the... So apparently because the dog saw me, everyone's... Right. Pissed off. And you. Like I said yesterday in the stream about Tsushima, we did a little talk yesterday about the actual historical... Hey, my horse came back. About all the historical parts of the game. I'm not sure if there actually is an archive in the game, to be honest with you. If there is, I've not seen one. Okay, so we've got to go back down the hill. Hehe. But Tsushima was, you know, I think Clockwork said yesterday, you know, I didn't know that the Mongols made it to Japan, and I said, well, no, they didn't. You know, this is Tsushima, so this is a historical event. It did actually happen. The Mongols did attack Tsushima, and there were random warriors out in the wild who were just killing tons of Mongols on their own before slipping away again. So, and as I said yesterday, I think Jin Sakai, who is the lead character in this game, is actually an historical figure. Like, I think he's actually part of the historical record, which is pretty cool. Fuck it. Fuck it. Get off your horse, can't be bothered. Oh yeah! It changed the camera angle and then literally let him speed up to me and hit me. Like, literally no way around that. That's literally the only bad thing about the game. It really is the only bad thing. Again, it's so fluid. And it relies on timing to such an extent that sometimes it's just almost like it lags, almost like it's just off by, you know, where you're sure you've got it right, you're sure you've hit it right, and it just says no. It's like no. Yes, you did. It's how beautiful the Japanese language is that arigato doesn't just mean thank you, it can mean like, she says you saved my life, right? So, you know, it means thank you. It's like more of an inflection rather than an actual thing. Ow! Completely my fault that time. But he is, mate. Brilliant. I assassinated him! Fuck off, game! Magi Egyptians, now are we talking video game Magi Egyptian, or are we talking real life Magi's? Because real life Magi's were more, yeah, they were bodyguards, but they didn't do very well. Like a lot of pharaohs died under their watch, and they were beaten quite a few times by quite a few warriors who invaded Egypt. Like Egypt was conquered so many times. It was famous for swallowing invaders. Like, invaders would become more Egyptian after they'd taken it over. But they'd still beat them. You know what I mean? Like, it was... So I'd probably have to say Mongols. Ooh, this is nice. Yeah, I'd probably have to say Mongols. I've got an anecdote that I'll tell you about in a minute. In regards to ruthlessness in battle and how it can... Oh, piss off. This is it. I'm starting to get really pissed off with this now. Why didn't it let me? Why did it not let me kill him? How the fuck are you seeing me? What the fuck, dude? Stop changing your rules halfway through. I know what the rules of the game are. I'm trying to take advantage of them, as I was last night. And here we go. Here we go. Like, apparently you can see me now. Fuck you. Right, now they can't see me. That's good. Yeah, how about fuck off, game? Yet another time when I go up to him and he can't see me. I'm going up to him trying to assassinate him and it makes me hit him instead. How about fuck yourself? Good lord. There we go. Good lord, finally. I was trying to do that for ages. Yeah, so in terms of ruthlessness, that the Magi weren't very ruthless. Like they would do some sort of killings, but they weren't very good in a stand-up fight. They would also have things like the Khopesh, which weren't historically very good at taking on people with any sort of armor on. And the Mongols did wear armor, but the Mongols are also extremely pragmatic. Which is why when I do things like the Asunder in the new setting, which kind of like Mongols, they're very pragmatic. They value honor, but really, what's it worth if you lose? You know. So there's a famous story with the Romans when they landed in Greece. Now in Greece, the Greek city-states would fight on an open battlefield. You know. To such an extent that one of their battlefields was affectionately nicknamed the Dancing Theatre of Greek War, because two big jolly armies would turn up. They'd have a bloody good bash at each other, and then one army would outmuscle the other and put them in a position where they were outflanked. They would both agree that one army won, and then they would leave. Right? So when the Romans turned up, the Greeks did the same thing again. They realised the Romans were a bit stronger that day, so they put up their spears and went to leave. The Romans didn't see things that way. All they saw was a stupid enemy who just rendered himself completely helpless. And so they started slaughtering them. And I think that's pretty much how the battle would go between a Magi and a Mongolian warrior. If we're saying they're both just as skilled as each other, I think that's how that would go. And that the Mongolian would win. So, okay. Get ready for the show. Go on, man. Kick his ass. Hmm, 15th century knight. So, well, we've seen battles that are kind of like that, you know, and in battles that were kind of like that, we had slightly less advanced knights against the Mongol hordes, and the Mongol hordes beat them soundly. Because, again, they were more than willing to basically do things that other armies weren't willing to do, because of chivalry and things like that. So I actually think that 15th century, if you I mean, let's take into account Agincourt, one of the biggest battles, you know, 15 to 30,000 men aside, mostly heavily armored knights, some bowmen. If we're looking at armies, the Mongols would win. Like, there's not even a debate there. It's because we know that's what happened in, like, the 13th century and the 14th century. So why wouldn't happen in the 15th as well? Things didn't develop that much between the 13th and 14th and 15th centuries for people to start suddenly beating the Mongols, because the Mongols' tactics were where their strength was, not really in their strength of arms. They wouldn't play by your game. Like they would identify what you were good at, and they would just avoid doing that. They would avoid that. They would just, you know. And what were cavalry armies good at back then? Cavalry armies are very good at charging in a straight line, shouting at the top of their lungs, and hoping for the best, essentially. He just comes back and sees all his mates dead. What enemies are nearby? A one-on-one, though. You know, if they're on foot, one-on-one. I think you can make a serious case for the knight winning. One-on-one. if they're on foot. If they're on horseback, then again I think that he can make a serious case for the knight winning, so long as he can do him on the first charge with the lance. And so long as the Mongol actually wants to fight that way, because most of the time if the Mongol sees that happening, if he fights like a Mongol, he's going to jump off his saddle and just like take you off your fucking horse and start beating the shit out of you when you're on the floor, you know. So I think it's still up for debate, but my money would just about be on the knight if the fight ended quickly. If the fight didn't end quickly, then I think you've got to go with the Mongol, because in a protracted fight. Well, there's a. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, Lion. They were certainly strong. I think it was their time period that really made them strong. So, in the Blind Kingdom, the one-eyed man is king, right? And the Mongols were just the one-eyed men. They were just men, who were able to see. In a world where things were so rigid and things were so, they would never change in terms of warfare. The Mongols were very, very, very happy to just not play by the rules and just do whatever it is that they wanted to do. That they would literally. Now, if we're going on shit, I wish that wasn't the case. I wish that. I wish I didn't do that. Now, if we're going on a fully armed and skilled samurai, like we have here, against a single Mongol warrior, that's not even close. The samurai wins. And I think that's one of the big questions of history, is that what would have happened if the Mongols would have made it to Japan? I think the Japanese would have beaten them. In all honesty, I really do. Now, what I mean by that is, I don't mean that if Japan was on the one mainland where it can be surrounded by Mongols and where Mongols can just ride over their borders with impunity and invade them, then the Mongols would win. But Japan is an island, and they have a very isolationist mentality. And even back then, and I have Japanese friends who I say this to, Japanese people are fucking nut jobs. When it comes to fighting, and when it comes to for having honor and not giving up and carrying on, and They would never give up. That's why the atom bomb was dropped on them. They would never give up. If America invaded Japan in the Second World War, they would have been millions killed, because they never would have. They would have run into squadrons of US soldiers holding grenades to blow themselves up. Like they just don't give a fuck. You do not fuck with their island. So, if the Mongols invaded mainland Japan and succeeded, and the kamikaze wins didn't happen to blow them off course and kill them, then I honestly think the Japanese still would have won. I can't really make a case for the Mongols winning, because even then the Mongols have to get all their supplies, all of their mounts, all of their weapons, all of their men over the water, and so if the Japanese can somehow start picking them off over the water, and even then the line of supply for the Mongols would be quite stretched. Because they're on an island, There's just sometimes you can't, some things you can't negate for, and that's one of them. You're on an island. That's why Britain has been so difficult to conquer. That's the Germans, Try twice. Fuck you. Balls. I'll read that comment in a minute, but shit's hitting the fan at the moment, so I need to... They're behind you, dude! You finally found someone. Oh, you bastard! I hate the fucking dogs, dude. I fucking hate them. Literally about to get my power up. Fuck you. Okay.
O侍様、助かりました。わしらはこの鎧を守るよう頼まれたのですが、あなたにお預けするべきですな。
それはハーンが作らせた鎧だ。
さようでしたか。
もうこの手に渡らずよかった。これで全て揃ったな。あの弟子の元に戻るか。
So the Magi were in the upper and lower kingdoms and the old kingdom, all the way up until the Romans, essentially, where they eventually not died out, but just outdated by that time, and simply by that time as well. Unfortunately for them, the amount of pharaohs who had died under their charge was like ridiculous. I mean, they made the Romans look good in terms of protecting their emperors, which is saying something. So yeah, they weren't very good as protectors. They were basically informants and prime servants and people who protected his person. Yes, but they did a lot more than that, which is why I don't think that they succeeded very often in protecting him. Because the Medjais were also like the secret police. They would inform on people, and they would have informants and all sorts.
いかがです。鎧は見つかりましたか。
もうこの手に渡ることは二度とない。師匠の仇は取ったぞ。
これで師匠の鎧をめぐって傷つく者は現れないのですね。ですがあと一度だけでも教えを受けたかった。
お主が教えればよい。
そうですね。わしも弟子を取り、師匠の技が後の世まで受け継がれるようにいたします。
Oh, I'm not sure I like this. It looks pretty cool, but... Oh, Carthage war elephants. We'll have to see what...
おじ上が見たら何と言われるだろうな。
Yeah. Carthaginian war elephants first. Well, the Carthaginian war elephants aren't an army; they're just a unit, really. So I think it'd be unfair to pit them against the entire Mongol army because they'd lose, unfortunately. You know. Let's have a wee look around here. So, I think I've got more around here that are... I really like the ones that I did when I did a... Lanterns in the Dark. Yeah, I didn't like that one. Twist in the Film, I don't know. That one's cool. Like that one. Yeah, because they're a unit. It's not that it's not that fair to compare the two, you know. I can tell you what I think the Mongols would have done with a unit like that. I think they would have gone and, in all honesty, tried to pick them off from a distance, you know, because they didn't like arrows. They didn't like fire arrows as well. So I think the Mongols would have developed some way of taking them on. Roman legions and Holy Roman Empire versus the Mongols. Depends on the commanders. So, if we have Roman legions under, say, Julius Caesar, right? Let's take them all at their strongest, all right? So let's take the Roman legions under Caesar, yeah, at their strongest, at the highest ebb. So you got the 10th Legion, you know, the Iron 10th and all that. Let's see. Let's give... the Holy Roman Empire is under either Charlemagne or... yeah, Charlemagne would be a good one, even though he's kind of French, but he still developed the Holy Roman Empire, so we'll go with Charlemagne there. And then the Mongols are under Genghis Khan. So, I think it would be very close. I think it would probably be one of the bloodiest things you've ever seen. I think it would be a Pyrrhic victory for whoever won it. Ooh. What was that I just picked up? But I think... What was that I just got there? Whilst I'm thinking. I think if the Holy Roman Empire and Rome are together and they're doing well, then I think they can definitely win the fight. Definitely. And I think they probably would win the fight. In any other scenario, the Mongols probably win. In any other scenario. Kills have a 30% chance to terrify nearby enemy. Reduces the number of... Okay. Out the way. Out the way! Wow, that looks cool. Yeah, so the Romans and the Holy Roman Empire would have to be right at the top of their game. I mean, like, you know, firing on all cylinders. For them to come out with the win there, I think. It could happen, though. Don't see why not. Right, where am I going next? Right, so I'm about to do a story mission for anyone who doesn't want spoilers. Please feel free to stop watching. No, because not a lot of people do, unfortunately, know about many African armies from antiquity. So, which is really unfortunate as far as I'm concerned. But no, unfortunately not. We're not a huge knower of things like that. So, I know the Empire of Ghana and the Empire of Mali were very, 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 very powerful in their own way, and they must have had advanced technology. The Zulus, obviously, we came into contact with, but that was more when Britain was over there. So their sheer numbers would have been a problem for the Roman legion and things like that. Again, it would have been a bloodbath, but they simply wore very little armor. And I think the reason why the Zulus did quite well against the British at that time, even though they were beaten quite a few times, they only won Rorke's Drift, I think, but was because the English, the British themselves were lightly armoured, and so were the Dutch, because this is the warfare of, you know, muskets and things. So there's no point in having lots of armour. You got to be kept, you know, protected from the elements and keep flexible and things like that. But against a fully armoured, steel-armoured Roman legion with, like, heavy iron chainmail, things like that, they would have a really hard time of doing anything. So, unfortunately, because of technological advancement, putting an African army up against any army from European antiquity is a bloodbath, I think. You're asking for trouble. Because if you look at the Gauls wore chainmail. You know, they didn't run around naked. The Gauls wore chainmail. And they still got chewed up by Roman legions. They were still absolutely, you know, beaten into a pulp by Roman legions most of the time. So, unfortunately, yeah, I don't think you could make a case for the Zulus or anyone else that we know of from African antiquity beating Romans or anyone like that. Not that that's what you asked, but I like to keep things together in the theme. Yeah. Funny enough, this woman here, she's been looking for her family's killers the entire game. We've completed the game in only an hour. I wonder if it only finishes at the end of the game.
いつからいらっしゃるのです？
何、来たばかりだ。
お休みください。
休んでおる暇があるなら犯人探しを続けたい。ここで大村という男を捕らえれば一歩進めるのだ。
形状に名が載っておりましたな。
一族を殺した連中にブーを流しおった。
ではそやつを捕らえ口を割らせましょう。
開けた場所は避けるぞ。こっちだ。大村はウムギへ向かうと聞いたが、いつかは分からん。だから待っておったのだ、ずっとな。ここは物見に良さそうだ。
大村とやらの人相は？
さあな、もう20年も会っておらぬ。
面識が？
館に出入りしていたが、盗みを働いてな、報酬が足りなかったからとケチまでつけおった。
なるほど。
無論嘘だ。今は黙って道を見張れ。しばらくここで過ごすやもしれぬぞ。
政子殿、あれを。誰かこちらに来ます。
昔の姿のままだ。20年前と変わっておらぬではないか。
息子らでしょう。
奴らも組みしておるか。
わしは谷へ行く。話したいものがおるな。
どうせ自慢話だろ。
何を言った？
忘れろ。麦で待ってる。
別れおった。
後をつけ様子を見ましょう。
お主には右を任せる。谷の道は狭い。上から後をつけるとよいぞ。
Easy enough.
本知らずの弟め、うぬぼれて汚る仕事を手伝おうともせ。だが俺が金を得たらどうせ背びりに来るんだろうな。
Oh, for God's sake.
父上、家族の敵は撃ったぞ。足立のじじいもその一族もこの世から消えた。はっ、吉平は気に入らんようだが、あいつは足立家の仕打ちを何も覚えちゃいないからな。もうすぐ大金が手に入るんだ。奴らに奪われた金の1000倍以上だぞ。自慢の子だろう。当然だよな。吉平、お前は何も分かっちゃないんだ。足が乾く暇もねえな。金が手に入ったら道を直してやるとするか。
There we go.
おい、昔の話をいつまで引きずるんだ。
立ち去らなければ人を呼ぶぞ。
もういい、いらねえよ。何様のつもりだ。ここはウムギだぞ。誰だ。いるなら出てこい。
Love how dodgy things go on here so often that they're just not bothered.
政子殿を探そう。
She's over here, I can see her.
ジン、こっちだ。
兄の方は犯人です。襲撃に関わっておるようでした。
ならば泥を吐かせるまで。
これから雇い主に会うようです。
館の襲撃を命じたものかもな。
兄弟の会話を盗み聞きましょう。
行くぞ。
俺は降りる。
今さらおじけづいたのか。
間違ってる。
足立のじじいの所業を忘れたのか。おかげで俺らは家を失い、父上は酒に逃げたんだぞ。
盗みをした罰だ。それに元から酒好きだった。
いいか、金が手に入ればこの島から逃げられるんだぞ。家族を連れて平和な本土へ行け。
早く済ませよう。
どこへ行く？
追いましょう。
鏡、奴らに見つかる。
There we go.
浜に来るようにってやる。奴は二つ返事で家来が連れてこないとさ。
兄さんはよく正気でいられるな。子供にいたのに。
俺は殺しちゃいねえ。武具を流しただけだからな。
畜生。
政子は生き延びたと聞いたぞ。
だからどうした。あのババアに何ができる。
腹渡を引き抜いてやる。
抑えて。
No, they won't. Don't chill out, woman. And I got some linen.
一人で来るって話じゃ。
念のため連れてきたんだろうさ。腐っても侍ってことだ。
バカども、罠に飛び込む気か。
お待ちを。見届けましょう。
何かおかしいぞ。
話は俺がする。お待たせして申し訳ない。どっちが大村か答えろ。なあ、俺ですよ。それで金はここにある。
己、私の獲物を。
やつだろうな。どこだ。
Wow, okay. Right, that's it.
死におったぞ。
文があると聞きました。持っておりやも。私は賊のムクロを調べてみます。文だ。
You're to meet a man named Rumura in a Mookie Cove. He means to blackmail me, kill him, and moving funds from Tsushima will pay you upon successful completion.
これは宿で見つけた形状と同じ家紋だぞ。
There's no need for threats. I'll gladly bring payment to Mugi in exchange for your silence. Until then, know your discretion is appreciated and that you'll be generously compensated. Okay.
罠でしたな。襲撃の黒幕が大村の口を封じたのでしょう。
正体を隠すは小物がすること。
文を読むに金に困っておった様子です。
裕福な僧侶ではないのだ。
僧侶ですらないか。
つまり黒幕は武士ではないというのか。
家を起こそうと企てておるのやも。
金などのために足立家を襲ったということか。かような謀略を企む者は数が知れておる。ならばこちらは調べる相手を絞る。
まずはお休みを。 このままではおからだが。
この手で黒幕を葬るまでは休んでなどおれぬわ。必ずや捕らえてやるぞ。
Do you think that if Africa was unified enough and that's big enough, they could have become... Yeah, definitely, they could have become a world power. And listen, right, now, and I say this a lot, I say this argument a lot. Africa not being a world power is not the fault of white people. I need to get that out there because, you know, a lot of people like to say it is. It's not. It's quite simple, really. Number one, there's a very good reason why the Native Americans never became a world power before, you know, before the white man got to America. That's because they didn't need to be. There was so much space and there was so many natural resources there that they never had to, you know, go beyond that. There is a very interesting article by a man called Richard Webber, who's at the University of Leicester or University of Birmingham. I think it might be Birmingham now. A good friend of mine, and he talks about essentially how governments and cultures and people, they're basically... He argues that the natural state of humanity isn't to be where we are now, it's actually to be hunter-gatherers. That's our natural state. And that's why you never really saw people in Africa and in the United States, when it wasn't the United States, advancing like Europe did. In Europe, we're living so close together, there's limited space, there's limited resources, there's limited wealth, and we all rubbed up against each other and started fighting, and things started advancing and advancing and advancing. And I agree with that, because I'm a firm believer that warfare basically is the one of the sole, if not the sole, proprietor of advancement in human civilization. So Richard Webber was actually talking about, you know, perhaps the reason why Native Americans, and perhaps the reason why African civilization never got to the apex of that the Europeans did, is because they didn't need to. There was so many natural resources around them. There was so much space and so much land around them that they never actually had to. Now, of course, when advancement did come, you were then left with an African continent full of people who didn't know how to handle all of this rapid growth and expansion and all of these modern trappings and things like that. And so you got people like Idi Amin, you got monsters like Robert Mugabe coming to power as well. Quite simply because you know, all we're seeing there is a natural progression of Europe had a Napoleon, okay? Europe had a Napoleon because we were getting all of this power, we were getting all of this gunpowder, we were getting all of these modern bits of technology, and we didn't know what to do with them, right? And it gave people a really big leg up to try and seize power for themselves, and we get a few bad eggs coming out. And that's what happened in Africa as well. I have no doubt that if the Native Americans were allowed to have their own country, and modernise very rapidly, that you would get an Idi Amin character, you would get a Robert Mugabe character turning up, who's just a nut job. Because it's fascinating how history repeats, and how the same patterns turn up all around the world. And that's something that I find absolutely fascinating. So, you know, as a culture, as a people, right, and this is very important, Golden, as a culture and as a people, there's nothing holding African people back from, yes, being a global superpower. Nothing at all. What is holding them back, and what has always held them back, is the sheer size of the countries that they're in, right, the sheer space that they have, and the sheer wealth of resources that they used to have, right? And when the modern day came about, when they got modern technology, when they became very capitalist, all of a sudden, you know, the people at the top hoarded everything for themselves. That's what humans do. That's what humans do. We're a bunch of scumbags. That's what we do. We hoard things for ourselves. Me, mine, all the time. That's all we ever do. And, you know, unfortunately, that's just how it is. But yeah, I definitely think under the right circumstances, Africa nowadays could become a world superpower if it unified in some way. Definitely, why not? Tribal conflict is a problem, but tribal conflict was a problem in America as well. Like, so it you know, but it never went to like global events. It never went to anything like that. It was more like this tribe's having a go at this tribe. You know, you wouldn't have global world wars or anything.
酒井様こちらへお伝えしたいことが。
どうした？
あなたに語りを聞かさねば修羅に殺されてしまいます。
何を言っておる？修羅などおらぬぞ。
おるのです。その名は小次郎、不死身の男です。今は昔、小次郎なる浪人のありけり、痛く凶悪なるさがなれば、弟どもこれをあやめんとす。あけぼのより夕べまで、あまたの浪人、小次郎と争えども、ことごとく破れぬ。命からがらその場から逃れし者は小次郎を恐れて再び挑まざる。わしらはこれを気に入りて鎧に息を吹きかける。巣はたちまちに剣振るってやむことなし。人の見ながら小次郎は剣の鬼へとなり発る。菅笠衆が内通し猛虎が手下となりたるにかの小次郎を迎え入れ一味となせり5人の精鋭加わりて共に狙うはただ一人クロードなり。
その小次郎に狙われておるのか。気をつけておこう。
それには及びません。あやつが望んでおりますのは一騎打ちですが、お力を示すため手先である5人の菅笠衆をお討ちください。
知らぬ間にそやつの挑戦を受けておったようだ。
ならば手先が豊玉におることも民を餌にしておることもご承知ですな。
必ずや小次郎を手打ちにしよう。遅すぎるくらいであるがな。
あやつは初めて会う類の男です。もはや人ですらないのやも。
Oh, I like this one. I like the setup of that. That was cool. Okay, so I will explore that point definitely, Dave, when I come back from a piss. So I'll be back in 1 sec. Enjoy the music by our friend here. Hello. So Ran and the Last Samurai happened at different times. Ran takes place at the height of the Sengoku Jidai, which, you know, at the end of the Sengoku Jidai, you're starting to see gunners and riflemen coming into the thing. in The Last Samurai, the modern world is encroaching on Japan. So this is just before... This is the very end of the Samurai Age. So just before... basically the Japan that we get to know from the Second World War. It's the start of the modern age. So that's why there are less guns in Last Samurai, because they're getting bigger guns. You know, they're getting bigger guns from the Americans and things like that. And also, it's poetic license. So yeah, there were definitely muskets and things like that back then, but they would have been outdated. Which is why the Americans who go over there are originally using muskets, and the howitzers and things have only just come into being, you know? So, that's why. But the samurai did have muskets and things like that. In fact, in the new Band of Blade setting that I'm writing, you know, muskets are used in that world too. And I'm using medieval Japan as a benchmark for what would happen in medieval warfare. Feudal warfare between warriors with swords if you introduced guns in there as well. So... Right, so where is my... Locate the Straw Hat Assassins in Toyo... What? Hmm. Hmm. Toyotama. Am I in Toyotama? Ah.
参る。
Was he one of them? Am I in Toyotama? Like... Toyotama... Is Toyotama the, Yeah, it is Toyotama, yeah, this is the island, okay. Wow, okay, so they're going to be all over the fucking place. Okay. It could be anywhere then. Let's just walk around, see if any present themselves to us. I like this though. I like the fact that... Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run to what would be the most obvious and stunning duel location to see if there's someone there waiting for me. That would be hysterical. He's like, aha, I have waited for you on this spot. Yeah, it's the most gorgeous place. Teleduel. It's got to be around somewhere. Is that one of them over there? Or is that a fire? I think there's a fire over there, isn't it? So I saw a Straw Hat Ronin, killed him, but it wasn't one of the ones I was meant to... The Straw Hat Ronin in this game are insanely annoying. And he did clean his cape, I made sure, you know. this then. Guess so. Okay, I guess these weren't the ones. So if you guys had to, I know there's a couple of you watching, if you guys had to pick a civilization, in terms of warfare or whatever, that's your favourite from history, what would it be? What's that over there? Oh, I've already done this one. Okay, fair enough. Mongols or Egyptians? Yeah, good choice. Good choice. Yeah, I'm a Mongol fan myself. Are those ones that want to kill me? Or not? No, they're not. Okay. Yeah, I like the Mongols. I'm a big Mongols fan. I like the Normans too. Normans are very high on my list. I really like the Normans. Rome, obviously, is big for me. Being an ancient historian, it's my go-to. Is Rome? I love it. Yeah, as I said before, like the Mongols were very much a product of their time. It's why they were so successful. Is, you know, they realised the paradigm of warfare, and they came along just at the right time, where their tactics essentially annihilated every army they came across because they just weren't ready for them. I'm wondering where these guys are. I guess we just have to carry on the game, and then eventually we'll find them, I'm guessing. Because we found groups of them around, but we've not found them. Like the actual ones. See, from this game, I couldn't even go back to The Witcher. That's how good the combat is in Ghost of Tsushima. I literally couldn't even go back to The Witcher. I love The Witcher, but I just couldn't. It just... Like, I remember when my missus was here over the summer, she was playing The Witcher on the PS4. Just chilling out, you know, and then I started playing it because I got the bug for it. But I'd been playing Ghost of Tsushima up until then, but I forgot the disc, so I couldn't play it when we were at the when we were in the place we were at. But I would just like 5 minutes in, I was like, this is the clunkiest piece of shit ever. Which is like sacrilege, I know. But I just couldn't deal with it. I was like, this is just not fluid. I'm just spoiled by the sheer brutal grace of Ghost of Tsushima. And if you've never played it before, this is one of those games where I can honestly say, with a clear conscience, this is one of the games you have to play before you die. This is one of them. Without even... Oh, more Ronin. He had marigolds on. Fuck off, fuck off. What am I doing? Hey! Got fucking bacon running towards me. What's going on? Stop it. Please. Please. Stop it. You're ruining my clothes. Stop. Stop. Please. Stop it. Stop it. No, fuck it. No. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Stop it. No. I was wearing white. Come on. Stop, please. Please stop. Please. No. 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 Sorry, man. Oh. Look. It's pure white before. I'll take your hides then. I guess. That attention to detail. Look at his face. That attention to detail is pretty cool, I will admit. I will admit. But I'm going to dive in here to see if it washes it off. Hey, look at that. I like that for detail. I think it's going to take my cloak a bit of a while to go back to normal, but you know. These fucking birds, honest to God. Okay. Let's have a little look around. Because they kept walking around then. Because we bumped into those guys. Did they just spawn in? So the assassin must be around here somewhere. Like we're running into straw hats out of nowhere. Like, what do you want, bird? Like, that's it. Literally, like it'll fly up into the sky, and then you won't see it again. It's leading you somewhere. Look, where's he going to go? You ready? Where's he going? And gone. Oh, there he is. Okay, well, I'll climb up here then. Where are you going? What? The fuck?
Oh, お侍、
あなたからも言ってやってくれ。
何用か申してみよ
What?
失礼を。私は三郎、うむぎでは名の通った秋うどでして。
う。名があるからなんだというのだ。なぜ皆を脅していた？
身内の行方が分からず、あやつらに話を聞こうとしただけです。何か知ってるに違いない。
家族はここで何を？
皆で島を出るためここで落ち合い、壱岐へ渡る手はずでした。
海へ出る？猛虎が陣取っておるぞ。
そのために仲立ちに大枚をはたいた。気に食わん連中ですが、すでに多くの者に手を貸したそうです。息子の丈太郎は泣き止まず、妻の秋は怯え、私が何とかしなければと。
しかし二人は消えた。仲立ちと共に。
あやつらは何か隠してるんだ。
俺が話を聞いてみよう。口出しするでないぞ。
承知しました。ただし加減はなさらぬよう。
おのおのこちらへ。聞きたいことがある。こやつの身内が先日まで野営におったらしい。見た者はおらぬか？ならば島から出すと持ちかける仲立ちを知っておる者は？
見た覚えがあります。女と玩具を持った幼子でした。
どこへ行った？
それは存じませんね。
そういったものは見ておりません。
一人ずつ話を聞こう。
Kill you all! な。
昨日着いたばかりなので何も。
島を出る話をしていた家族は？
裕福そうな家族は誰も。長太ならいくつか言葉を交わしておるかもしれません。
往来が多いのであまり確かなことは。
Hey, where you going?
逃げおったぞ。捕らえろ。
おい待て。
俺は何も知らん。追わないでください。
なぜ逃げる？止まれ。
俺じゃない。
I waited from a bloody... Waited from a horse there, he didn't turn up. Kage would have turned up. Come back here, you little bitch.
申し訳ありません。殺さないで。
訳を聞こうか。
仲立ちが来て、あの男の妻子を連れて行きました。後を追ったら見つかってしまい、誰かに話せば殺すと脅されて。
案ずるな、俺が守ってやる。二人はどこへ運ばれた？
西の海岸にある物見櫓へ。そこに船があるのでしょう。
Good. Oh, and now he arrives. Okay, cool. Yeah. What a pain. I like how the cloak's going more and more white as we get more wind into it. Now it's drying. That's so cool.
Saburoの妻子はどこにおる？
That's straw hat. Yeah. Oh, would be one of them you can't fucking... Alright, you know what? You want to do that? That's fine. You do that. Yeah, you want to play silly buggers? It's fine by me. Who's next? Sit your ass down. Right. It's gonna be around here somewhere. Can't see anyone. Wonder if it's in that building over there. There was another building round, I saw it. There we go. Investigate the Ronin hideout, so guessing this is it. Nope. Return to the search area. I mean, I was just in the Ronin hideout game and you didn't flag anything up to me. I was literally just in here. Didn't even see that ladder. Okay, there's nothing up here. No, go in. I'm not seeing anything. Aha.
動くな。
ああ、助かりました。
無事でよかった。
どういうことです？船があるという話だったのに。
連中はお主らを殺し金を奪う算段であったのだ。女や子供は一緒におったか？
いや、我々だけです。
さようか。三郎の家族はまだ近くにおる。
Let's have a look around.
女と子供死んで間もない。これは三郎の息子のものであろう。知らせてやらねば。
Oh, just on the off chance also. You see those boats out there? You can swim to those boats and start wreaking havoc on them. Even though they're Mongol boats, you can still swim to them.
「おかえりで、それで私の家族は？」
これを見つけた。
ん？長太郎の。どういうことだ？
仲立ちがたばかりおった。船などなかったのだ。
なぜ？私は海に一の秋うどたばかるなど。
無念だ。家族は手遅れであった。だが仇は撃っておいたぞ。
誰も救いもせずに。お主それでも侍か。己ら役立たずがなんと昔かと許さんぞ。
三郎、恨んでも仕方ない。残りの金を用いて島の民を助けてやるのだ。その前に二人を埋めてやれ。
Right. And on that note, I'm going to have to go call my missus. So cheers for watching, everyone. I will be back up tomorrow, definitely. Carrying on. We'll be doing the 6 Blades quest. Should be pretty cool. Until then.